the potato. What a versatile and tasty vegetable this is. A native of South America, it actually took a long time before it was generally accepted elsewhere. But once it took root in classic cuisine, it soon starred and still stars in many of the world's finest dishes. In French cuisine, dishes prepared with potatoes are often called parmentiers, after the man who introduced them to the French. And his soup parmentier, made with potatoes and leeks, is still regarded as a tour de force. Well, now there's a new variation on the theme, Consuming Passion's recipe for Parmenters Potato Potage, also using leeks and potatoes, but I think in a more exciting way. First, to the potatoes. 3 large potatoes for 4 people, and they're just peeled and then cut into smallish pieces. The best potatoes for this are floury potatoes rather than the waxy potato, and if you're unsure about which ones to buy, just ask your greengrocer. Once cut, they're simmered, but not in water, in stock, just gently until cooked, with no added salt. Now to the leeks. Like potatoes, leeks are high in minerals, essential minerals. I used the white part of 3 or 4 slender young leeks, cut into rings. They're gently sautéed in a little olive oil. You could use another flavorful oil, looking for one that's low in saturated fat, as suggested by the Heart Foundation. And I add a strip of orange rind for a gentle suggestion of citrus. After a couple of minutes, I add some turmeric, a teaspoon or so, and a sprinkling of fennel seed, something Mr. Parmentier might not have known about. Towards the end of cooking, I add some bacon, a couple of lean rashers with the fat cut away. The meat challenged among you may omit this stage. They're cut into strips and in they go. Once the potatoes are cooked, a quick check with a pointed knife. Yes, it goes in cleanly. Then the orange rind comes out of the leeks and the potatoes are drained into the leeks. Then the potatoes are mashed as thoroughly as possible until they're beautifully smooth. Once done, I add an egg yolk, a grating of nutmeg, always works so well with mashed potatoes, and pasta. And finally, a heaped tablespoon of chopped parsley. Then the mixture is divided in 2, with half the quantity going into a piping bag. The other half is stirred in to the leek and stock mixture to give the soup bulk. It then becomes a thick soup, and that's what a pottage or potage is. Now to serve. Into a warmed bowl, I pipe the mashed potato into a tall island. This may seem like I'm playing with my food, and I am. You could, of course, just spoon it onto the dish. Isn't that attractive? Now, around this goes the leek and potato soup. And dotted onto this pond go some croutons made of white bread, brushed with olive oil, diced and browned in the oven. And there it is, Parmenters Potato Potage. A little seasoning to taste, a small parsley tree, and possibly a wine to complement it. A Chardonnay, Australian of course, would be absolutely perfect. From Consuming Passions, till next time, bon appetit.